Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome back to some more Star Citizen. Now today, we are taking a look at the Cutlass Black. Now for the people that don't know, there's three Cutlass series. There is a black, which we've got in front of us today. We have a red and a blue. Now the black is the military craft, you could say, out of the three. And then the red is actually a search and rescue. So that's going to be an interesting one. And then finally the blue is more on the lines of a sort of a police patrol craft. Now, first observation, yeah, got some crazy weapons on this thing. And also a couple other things as well. The Cutlasses, all of them have been updated a fair bit since I made that last video quite some time ago. Could have been a year ago now. But we're going to take a good look around today and have a little bit of a chat about it anyway. First off, let's just take a look at what sort of weapons we got on board. It's got some serious, actually, beast mode weapons here in it. They're pretty crazy. It's got, for its actual mains, we've got, of the class 1s, we've got 2 size 3 sucker punchers. Pretty serious. Class 2s, we've got 1 of, a size 3. A class 3, we've got 2 of, which is a size 2. And then finally, we've got 1 class 5 as well, which is a size 1. It's actually the first time, I don't think I remember seeing the guns on top neither, because on the older ones I looked at, they weren't actually on there yet. So we're going to take a look around anyway. First of all, obviously we've seen this weapon around a few times before. Just the array of weapons on this is just crazy, isn't it? Missiles down the bottom there. A little bit dark under here. These look absolutely massive, aren't they? I can't imagine what these big weapons are going to look like. I mean, this is not a particularly big ship, you know what I mean? Imagine what these big weapons are going to look like. Probably going to be about half the size of this ship. Got some lights up here as well. Little thrusters there. Have a look around here. Now, we saw this before. I think where the button is. Oh, there it is. I like these little blue buttons. I wish they would continue this across the other ships. Find the button. There we are. The ladder comes down. Door opens. That door is actually very similar to the sort of door you sort of get on an aeroplane, but we'll take a look at that when we go inside. I like the material looks nice, and so far out of probably all the ships actually, I prefer this colour scheme. Sort of a bit more darker, sort of silver colour, and I prefer the sort of, it's actually like a really sort of, it is black there, or grey. You sort of got this very dark red, and that's, yeah, I like that. Don't know why the thruster's actually pointing in that direction. It's probably just a hanger thing, I don't know. You can walk under it maybe, possibly. You can see the top mount weapons up there. We're going to jump in there. It's the first time I've actually been inside that top weapon as well, because the chair thing didn't work last time. That was quite a while ago. Moving back here. Big engines here. I'll leave a link in the description, because I've actually done the flight test on the Cutlass Black a little while ago, so you can take a look at it in flight. And that was the last patch. They slowed down the animations of the engines a little bit, because it was a bit crazy before. Rear end. Now all the Cutlass series, they come with a sort of a different array of goodies, you could say. And this particular one actually comes with the standard docking collar, secure, and you'll see that in a minute. Ships like the Constellation, quite a few of the ships have docking collars. Now the way the docking collars work, the docking collars work in the same way the weapons work. So you have a tier and a size. So I can't remember what the actual docking collar tiers are, but something like you could do a size tier 1 to tier 2 or tier 1 to size 4 or something like that will fit on a XYZ ships and so on and so on. I mean, so far, you know, this will dock on top of a Constellation, obviously, because it's got the docking collar there. And I haven't actually seen any different size docking collars yet, other than the ones we've sort of got in game. But I suppose once we get onto these larger ships, then we'll probably see some other sort of tier size docking collars. It's got a tractor beam as well, which is at the rear. Now, compare this to the other ones. The actual red comes with, obviously, the docking collar. Comes with a tractor beam, and it also comes with long-range scanners and a few other little bits as well, because obviously if you're doing a search and rescue, if you've got rubbish scanners, you're not going to be sort of rescuing anyone. And then finally, the blue comes with the secure docking collar and the tractor beam as well. So the blue and the black are sort of very similar in some ways. Good thing about this one, believe it or not, this is quite surprising, and I had to sort of just double check this, but I don't know if this is actually going to change, but it actually says that the black has actually got, I'm just going to double check this, I think it's got something like 150 cargo units. It's actually got more cargo units than any of the other ones. I'm just going to check that, because I might be going absolutely berserk. Yeah, it has. Compared to the red and the blue, where the red and blue have got about 120. It's all quite surprising, really, wasn't it? Because you would have thought, I suppose that there's not really a dedicated hauler here, is there? But I suppose what you could say is this is a hauler. It's a military hauler. It's quite an interesting one when you look at it that way, isn't it? I mean, so you can carry 150 cargo units, more than the other ones, and you've got all the weapons. So, pretty good. Now, you could argue the fact that, you know, if you lost some of the weapons and made the cargo hold bigger, then you can obviously carry more cargo. Obviously, you could look at it that way. The way that I see it is look, if you want to do cargo runs and quite capably defend yourself, well, this is definitely the ship for you, because it's definitely not lacking in the gun department, is it? Right, anyway, let's take a look and we'll jump inside. These funny sort of wings, these remind me of Star Wars, you know, this sort of flat panel thing on the side, you know what I mean? And we're going to take a look down the rear now. I'll stroll down the back, we'll just press the button here. Love these buttons, much better than just walking into something and pressing an open button. Nice tailgate comes down. I think the tractor beam's actually up the top there, it pops out the top. There is buttons there, but it doesn't actually work yet because we don't really know that much about the tractor beams yet and all the tiering and all that sort of stuff. Now, they've obviously got this panel here. That's obviously going to close the door. I'm assuming the actual buttons, they actually do work, you know, the one you aim at actually does something. Buttons do different things, so now obviously that's doing the door. Now, the bottom one should do something else, theoretically, but... So at the moment it just does door, but you'll see what I mean. Once we move over to the front section, the actual buttons actually are different. Now what you get inside is quite a sort of a large space, and don't keep into consideration here, guys. If you're going to carrying 150 cargo units, it's, you know, you're going to be probably walking around the edge here, aren't you, obviously. And obviously the cargo can only run up to, I'm assuming, this point here, because otherwise, you're going to see in a minute, that's the bottom docking collar. So, you know, a fair bit of cargo there, unless it can all be mounted round the side in these racks and everything. Now we've got the side thruster sort of mounts here on the side. We have two beds. We've got a bed here, bed over that side. You can actually climb in these. This is probably not one of the most nicest looking bed, but does the job. There we go. Could probably do with a pillow or something. Probably a bit uncomfortable in there. What are you doing? There you go, he's getting out. Take a look around this side. We've also got a toilet. Probably one of the most... Oh, I don't know, probably it's going to be one of the most uncomfortable poos you ever do, isn't it? With all... It's a little bit... I don't know, if you've got lots of people in here, it's not very discreet, is it, by any means? It actually works as well. I don't know if it actually flushes, but you can actually sit on it. Let's have a look. Take a seat. Obviously, not going to be very nice if someone's actually sleeping next to you right there, because the head will actually be right next to your bum. That's going to be very nice for them. Right. Getting off there. Obviously another bed there. Some overhead sort of... I don't know if this lighting comes on. You would have thought so, wouldn't you? I know once we get into the game, there's going to be like the red alert thing, you know, you can go to change the lighting zones and all stuff like that for different types of, you know, events and stuff like that. So expecting to see that sort of stuff, which should be pretty cool. Bit odd how it's actually lit in here at the moment, because I can't see any lights. Maybe they're working on that one. So, let's move around this side. What else we got? We've got this thing here. Actually, first of all, we've got some seats here as well. So look at this. Suppose, I don't know. Okay, the seats are here, but nothing wrong with standing. I wonder if actually, that's a good point. I wonder if it's actually seat belted in there, guys, because that would make more sense, wouldn't it? You would have thought there'd been a seat belt, because then, you know, if you don't want to go EVA and you want to open a docking door, not that you're going to open a docking door in mid-space by any means, but if you've gone away from your computer for a bit and you're standing here and then someone opens a docking door, it's going to be slightly annoying, isn't it? I suppose would you get sucked out? It's probably, you might do, wouldn't you, as it depressurizes. Button here. Let's press this one first. Do this quickly. Really like that iris sort of animation. We can actually fall through there, obviously. You know, I'm probably going to go around that side. You can see now that I don't know if the docking collar is actually going to extend from the ship or sorry, I don't know if the docking collar is going to extend from the Cutlass or the ship you're landing on. If you look at the side of the Constellation, you can see sort of a double hull. So what we're looking at here, you can see them two ridges on the constellations you got for them. So it's almost like, it makes sense, doesn't it? You expect it sort of to extend and dock. That's going to be interesting to see how the docking mechanics do. So let's see if we can get this button again. Have a look. Cool. And obviously it's safe to stand on. Now on the other side we've got a couple more buttons here. Before, I've never seen this thing come down. It actually comes down now. Actually, first time I've actually seen it with a weapon on it. And don't forget, actually, I did that flight test. I'll leave a link below. Don't forget, in that flight test, guys, there was no man gunner, so I was guns down, if you know what I mean. So once we get into the multi-crew aspect of it, then I'll probably do another flight test with someone in the gunner seat. So, right, I'm probably going to get the buttons wrong here. Right, that's the door. Here we go. Pretty good. It comes down pretty quick. I suppose that's a good thing, because if you want to man the guns quite quickly. Right, so we're going to jump in now. Guns on the top here look awesome, guys. Have a good look at these when we get up here. Bit of an anticlimax when you get in here, really, because it doesn't look that great. I don't know what I was suspecting to see, really. It looks like you've got a heads-up display there. Quite limited on the field of view here, you know. Can't really see much other than in front of you. Your pilot and the navigator would have to call targets, because if you're focusing on a target here, I suppose you've got the heads-up display which will identify the targets, and then you can rotate to. We've got some other panel here. Once this lit up as well, that'd be pretty cool. So I'm just going to press the insert and we'll get on the outside and show these awesome looking guns on the outside. Wow, I mean, they just look absolutely cool, don't it? That pipe there, look. It's really good, isn't it? Fantastic. Probably one, I think so far one of the nicest looking guns I've seen. And the size of the things are pretty awesome. Taking consideration in Arena Commander at the moment, these guns are not firing. And I'm sure that's going to make a big difference, guys, because these guns are absolutely massive. Look at them. Not saying that big is better. I suppose that it all depends on something we don't know about Star Citizen. We don't know how these rotation and couplings are going to, how fast they're going to turn. I'm assuming that the turn speed is going to be limited on the tier size or something like that. Or maybe on the gun, I don't know. Or on the ship. Looks pretty awesome. 6 barrels, so that's going to be really putting out some damage. Absolutely look fantastic, don't they? The zoom in. Look on the top as well. A couple of signs there. And a little release clip there. Look, there's a couple of them. There's one there and one on the other side. Attention to detail is pretty good. Now, one of the actual the key points for the Cutlass series is the fact that the ships are supposed to be very, very, very cheap to run. And I get the impression so far they're going to be the cheapest to run out of all the ships so far. Obviously in its size, you know what I mean? You could say that an Aurora or something like that is going to be considerably cheaper, clearly. But I think this goes without saying, they're following through. So all these quick releases and stuff like that, easy access, cheaper repairs, you know, you get the idea. And there's no frills in this, really. This is all about a ship that serves a purpose, and it's not really, you know, have all fluffy stuff inside. You can actually see that. I wonder if we can go to, we can actually do that. You can look from downwards. You can see the little swords there. Looks pretty cool from the top, doesn't it? Okay, let's jump back inside. Please retrieve your mobiglass from the customer service desk. I mean, is he climbing down? What's he doing? Is he getting down? I think he's getting down. There we are. Now, a couple other things that have been changed up front here that I realised I had a quick sort of dry run before I sort of made the video. Got a button here that closes this door. There we go. If you notice that. That's odd, isn't it? I just noticed that. Look, you can hear the tannoy in here, right? It's like, listen. Stop now, said that. Sort of can hear it. I thought it went quiet when I closed the door there. I thought that was a bit odd. Maybe some sound things I need to have a look at. Right, okay, so we've got this sort of... I don't really know what this little gangway's for, really. I'm not saying it's a waste of space, but... doesn't really do much, does it? A little bit of an error here. We've got some nice funky screens here. These did look a bit cack, these buttons. I need to revisit them at some point. I'm assuming this is a temporary panel because this will, I'm assuming, show something at some point. Some funky little stickers there that someone's stuck on. And on this side, we've got this door. Actually, we're going to show you what it looks like. Oh, that button, that bright, nice chrome button there. It's very similar to sort of when you get in an aircraft, really. We're just, that sort of animation is pretty cool. You can obviously climb out here. I don't know if I can actually close the door from here, but we're going to try that. I don't know if we can get back in. I'm sure we can. Like the way he got in there. It's pretty cool. Shut the door. Right, moving on to the cockpit now. Once again, no frills this, guys. This is a ship that is made to save money and do a good job and be reliable. I noticed something here, which I didn't... When I actually played when I did the flight test, what I didn't realise is... What I can remember is actually I was sitting centre. You see what I mean? Now, unfortunately, when I get in the seat, guys, it's going to take me into the Arena Commander thing. So, one sec, hang on. Let me get in. Watch the seat. Like that. Good. So, just exit out of here. So, we have a look. Makes total sense to me that just happened. And that when I first had a look around these cutlasses, that didn't happen. I did think it was a little bit odd sitting over to that side. Now, viewing is absolutely fantastic in this. I mean, there's nothing really bad to say about it, is there, really? Because, you know, you've got a fantastic field of view, even to the point where you can actually look down this way. So, for absolutely 10 out of 10. Can't wait to see what these HUDs and displays look like. Now, keep in mind that this seat's move to the centre. Get out again. You can see it move back. Now, I don't know. This, you can definitely... Let's have a look at the seat. Hang on. Well, it's hard to tell, isn't it? I mean, looking at that one. See, right, when you get in this one... Nah, that wouldn't move over, would it? Well, we can't really see the bottom of it when it's moved over, can we? Be interesting to see what bit moves there, wouldn't it? Is it the whole box, or is it just a seat? I mean, if it's just a seat, it'd surely be hanging off the edge, wouldn't it? Let's try this one. Once again, we're going to go in Arena Commander mode, guys. Wish they'd take that out in some ways, and then it should better launch another way or something if you're not winning. So this one stays here. I suppose, yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? I mean, would it be better to be in the centre? I mean, because you can look down this way. You sort of can't look down that way. Now, I originally thought, hang on a minute, if that seat moves out the way in front of me, you can see that square panel on the other side of my sort of front panels here. Well, just these panels. If that moves over to the other side, maybe that would give me a slightly better view. But we'll have to wait and see. And there's a heads-up display there that probably drops down as well. So, I suppose it all depends on what this person is actually going to be doing on the ship, I suppose. But with all fairness, for someone who's not, you know, not necessarily not taking the key roles, not flying the ship, still a fantastic view. So, I'm going to opt out. We're going to jump out this way, I think. Now, there's actually a pair of steps here somewhere, isn't there? I'd like to go right away, just have a look. There we go, slide down. Now, you saw the swords on there. I mean, you could say, is it a pirate ship? I think that's another conversation for another day. Because, you know, it's a whole debate, really. I mean, you could say, if you wanted to be a pirate, would you pick a pirate ship? Because then you'd be identified as a pirate. Or would you pick a ship that maybe is not a pirate ship? So, you know, this is a ship that can carry 150 freight units that is military class. So if you're one of them people who are worried about being attacked, you know, I mean, I was going to say hauling cargo. I mean, it does seem a little bit overkill for just hauling cargo. But if you were a pirate, maybe, then I suppose you probably need the guns, don't you? Because you're going to be holding something pretty bad. So maybe that's the driving force of it. But it doesn't have to be like that. You know, you could be just an individual who thinks, look, I want to go and deliver some cargo, and I want to do some defensive fighting. You know, you might be in an organisation that don't accept pirates, and some on the lines of that. Get what I'm getting at. I mean, it's personal preference at the end of the day. And I think if I was a pirate, which clearly I'm not, I would probably go for a ship that actually is not a pirate ship to try and evade, if you know what I mean. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it on the Cutlass Black. Really impressed with this ship. Just the armament on it is absolutely awesome, and I'm so excited for the multi-crew aspect to come into the game, so we can try out these guns as well. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.